Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Warcraft Rumble Blackfathom Deeps dungeon guide, I'm going to show you a real fun strategy for the Cenarion week with Onu making real good use of Onu's ability. Just drop your minis right at the boss. First, let's take a quick look at the dungeon mechanics. The first boss, Grglmrgl, there's basically two strategies that you can use for Grglmrgl. Either you spam it with unbounds, and it is fairly simple to take down with unbounds, or you go into a longer battle of attrition, try to take maybe both towers, at least this tower, and try to get your troops through here. But there's this choke point here which makes it a little awkward, and then there's going to be a lot of free Murlocs, because there will be Murlocs here, there will be Murlocs here, so they're all going to shoot down at your troops, so you have to have some way to handle them. And then these Murlocs here are going to run to this platform, and then the southernmost of them is actually going to be able to shoot at your base from there. So they need something like a safe pilot or wellpacks or something to be able to handle those. So over time I have grown more and more used to using the unbound strategy for Grglmrgl, and even if you need a couple of tries to get it done, then it's the first boss, it's pretty quick to restart, so overall that just seems to spend less time than any other strategy on this boss. The second boss, Baron Aquanis, is known for many gargoyles and also 3 Dark Eye miners that will spawn whenever there's enough gold to be mined on the veins. So for this one, the gargoyles are definitely a problem. Once you're lower level, then gargoyles can really easily kill your base. Early on lower difficulty levels, you can just attack here, take this tower and move through here and kill the boss. But on higher difficulty levels, you typically also need to take this tower. There's also a third tower there, but I never take that, I just ignore that one. You typically need both of these 2 towers so that your base will not succumb to gargoyle attacks, because otherwise gargoyles are just going to be attacking you too much. However, once I started putting Chimera into my army, I have noticed that sometimes I am able to just repel the initial attack and have enough troops go over here that I can actually take down the boss. It doesn't happen very often, but it has happened a few times. It's not something that I actively pursue, but if I see an opportunity, I'm more like opportunistic about that. If I see that, okay, the first attack is coming hard from here, and I'm able to fight back, and I'm able to destroy it, and I have good forces left, then I try to make the push. But otherwise, I just try to take the towers first and then work on the boss. And the third boss, Aquanis, is a 3-headed Hydra, one head over here and over there, the third one over here. And once you have killed all the 3 heads once, then this waterfall is going to go away and all 3 heads will spawn over there and you have to fight against them again. Other than that, Aquanis is really going to swarm you with stuff. As you can see, there's already a bunch of stuff here ready to swarm me. And you really need a way to handle swarms with some AoE minis in this one. And also it's super important to kill this head and take this tower right at the start, because there's not a lot of gold in this map. There's a vein over here and another vein over there, so not very accessible, and chest is over there. So securing this area means that one head is down and you have secured this gold vein, and then you're in a good position to defend this and attack from here and also get some attacks going over there. And that's pretty much what happens at Aquanis. This is my army for Onu. I'm using Bog Beast, Quillboar, Pyromancer, Witch Doctor, Harpies and Whelp Eggs. So I tried for days to make it work so that I would use 2 Cenarion minis, but that simply is not optimal. 2 Cenarion minis that would be strong enough simply do not exist. But with this comp, this was a blast. So this time I'm not using an unbound strategy, which means that I need to actually make use of my units, and I need to even kill the Murlocs start shooting my base in the first map, and I have Whelp Eggs for that purpose. And then I have a couple of AoE damage dealers. I have the Pyromancer, I have the Witch Doctor, I have a little bit of tanking power with Bog Beast, and then a little bit more unbound one with the Quillboar, and some heavy DPS with the Harpies. So with this I'm able to push through. I try to take both of the towers in the first map, and then after that I'm trying to play Onu. I don't play Onu right at the start. I want to take the towers first. Once I have the towers, I'll play Onu, and Onu is going to push through the choke point and to the boss, and then I just drop all my minis on top of the boss and the boss dies. And pretty much the same idea for the second map. Taking at least one of the towers, preferably 2, sending Onu, and then Onu reaches the boss, drop minis on the boss, boss dies. And actually the same strategy also goes for the third map. So I'm taking the tower, and I'm not deploying Onu at this point. If you deploy Onu very early in the game, you tend to lose because Onu costs so much, and there's just not that much usage for it right there. So first taking tower, fighting against some of the heads, then dropping the Onu for the final push, taking down the third head, going through the waterfalls, taking down the final heads. So Onu really coming to shine in this one, just acting as a platform where I can drop all of my DPS minis, but don't play too early. First you want to secure things, and then Onu is for that push towards the boss. And this is what it all looks like in action. So here we go up against the first boss, Grglmrgl, and this will be so easy with just unbound spamming, but this time we're going to do it the hard way, the long way. Whelpex in the opening hand is the ideal scenario, because then I can drop them on the bridge and they can handle all of those murlocs. And then I want to get my first push going towards the right tower. I don't necessarily always need the left tower. I have considered that maybe I spent a little bit too much time here taking both of the towers, but the right tower at least I do need that one. I can't get Onu sent through the left tower very easily because of the murlocs on top, so that's going to be hard. But here we're going for the fight. We're taking the tower. I'm trying to keep whelp eggs at the entrance whenever I can, so that those murlocs will not be able to come up and shoot at my base. But this time actually things fell apart rather miserably. But I'm trying to send a Quillboar to knock on the tower a little bit, so that at least the tower will not come back up, and yeah, I can't start playing minis there. I'm okay taking a bit of a beating at my base as well, but was able to get through that. Now I have the X guarding the entrance, and everything's looking reasonably fine, although that Ogre Mage coming at the most inopportune time, meaning that these harpies will not be able to take the tower. And this time I really struggled taking the tower. Theoretically, once I have one of the towers, I could start a push with Onu. I'm just concerned that it's such an expensive push that I'm not able to defend very well. And then if the AI launches its own push from the tower that I don't control towards my base, then that might end up poorly. But we'll see. Here again, the whelpegs just doing their job. And I'm trying to get that leftmost tower, but again there was an Ogre Mage, and once again I failed in taking it. But we keep trying, and I could have sent the Bok Beast there maybe. And then again Harpies into Quillboar might be stronger. We're going for the push. There's an Earth Elemental, very weird Earth Elemental placing, but there's such a long way the Witch Doctor should be able to handle it. Now there was a Prowler. It's always something. Now I'm just tired of that tower refusing to go down. I'm trying to send some Whelpex out there, but this time there's a Stonehoof Tauren. So there's just always stuff that's coming from there. But that's also the reason I'm trying to take that tower so hard, because I'm worried that if I don't, then all of that stuff is going to attack my base, and then I might lose. But we keep trying. This time I didn't have any eggs guarding, because I had tried to spend the eggs on assault, and now we have both towers. Okay, I'm consolidating a little bit here, making sure that the tower gets up. Everything looks good. I need to send harpies out there because I really don't want to lose that. I want to send the eggs to guard. I can send something to open a chest. If I open a chest with a 2 gold mini, then that's basically a free chest. And now we're getting to the point where we can actually send out the Onu push. And here we go. Onu push is on its way. It's official, it is happening. Trying to turn the Ogre Mage around a little bit, and then we just start pumping these minis. And look at that. They're just arriving straight to the business. I should have sent a miner to mine those 3 gold, by the way. I would have had enough time to do that. But anyway, there's the choke point. Really difficult to get through, but with Onu and with reinforcements coming right at the choke point, pow, the boss goes down. Then we're going to meet the second boss, Baron Aquanis, and the many gargoyles. Again, I don't want to deploy Onu here right at the start. I originally tried to deploy Onu right at the start when I was starting to build Onu teams so that I can just get that push reinforced, but it's way too expensive. You first need to take the bases, and then you need to use Onu for that real push at the boss. So here there are two options. You could try to just push now that you have one tower, or you can take both towers first. Taking both towers is safer because, well, there's all those gargoyles. And there's a lot of gargoyles. And if you miss a gargoyle, like you don't notice that, hey, there's a gargoyle coming, then, well, good luck, you're dead. You're so dead. Because those gargoyles, they drop a base, especially under-leveled base, really quickly. But here I'm trying to get a push on the leftmost tower. The towers can handle like Griffin Rider, Bat Rider, even a Drake. Towers can handle that. The thing that towers cannot handle is gargoyles. Maybe some kind of a really huge group that could also pose some kind of a problem, but mainly it's the gargoyles. And yeah, well, 2 gargoyles, Pyromancer deals 2 gargoyles as easily as 1, so Pyromancer, that's just awesome. Then Onu. I can send the Onu from the leftmost tower. I can sometimes also send it still from the rightmost tower. Depends a little bit. Now I'm a little bit wondering what to do with, because that's a fairly strong push. I need to get rid of that Banshee. I got rid of the Banshee, which means that now I can actually just use Harpies to kill that gargoyle. And that means that now I'm ready to send the Onu. Let's go. Onu, I do love to put Bok Beast in front of Onu, so that Onu will have somebody to tank for it. And then we just deploy. We can even deploy a miner straight to the gold vein. And here we go. Immediate action. I just want those Harpies. Drop Harpies right on top of the boss, and boom. I just love these Onu strats. And one more time against Agumai. Here I originally tried to drop Onu for my leftmost push, and it sort of works. I mean, Onu can get that leftmost push going quite well, but then all the minis are going to attack you from the right, then they become a major threat. And I noticed that I was running a little low on funds to destroy those if I committed Onu early. So instead here as well, I'm trying to get to a position where I could just use my minis, my troops, to take down the first Hydra heads and take down the first tower. And then I'm going to try to deploy Onu for that real push towards the end. Like here, the swarms just keep coming. And that's why it's so good to have both Witch Doctor and Pyromancer available, so that you have a little bit more tools to fight against the swarms. I was a little too slow with that Quillbore, and as a result, yeah, look at that, the swarm. Swarm is coming. At least I have a Pyromancer, and Device Bandits being in stealth. Oh, actually, that was nasty, because now the Device Bandits managed to stun the Pyro anyway. And then there's those Quillbores. There's so many Quillbores in this map. Anyway. Just look at those swarms. They appear and boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but now we had the Whelpex, and Whelpex was sufficient to take the tower. So usually it's pretty bad when you take this tower this late. You want to get it earlier. But because there's no pressure on the tower right now, I think this is actually gonna be fine. I have the Poisonous Harpies taking down that Hydra head, so now we have taken down 2 of the Hydra heads, and I could be ready to deploy Onu and start a push with that one, but first I need to defend a little bit. I probably need a Pyromancer on the tower and then Witch Doctor on the core, because these minis are weaker and they die to explosion more easily. Then a little bit of something so the Witch Doctor doesn't get stunned. So I haven't been able to get to the Onu part yet, but I'm working on it. And it starts to look good. Now we have stabilized the area that is close to our base. And we're finally in a position where we can just start deploying Onu. And Onu can now deliver the final push that's going to take me all the way. Anyway, that's the plan. Look at that, just stuff coming. Onu is tanking. Onu is a great tank when it comes to physical damage, but of course, because of the vulnerable, very poor against tanking elemental damage. And here we go. There is a counter push coming, but I think that it's not strong enough. So I will be able to keep sending troops straight to the boss. Immediate action. It's just looking great. If there was Quillboar, then that could be a problem. Oh, now there's a bunch of raptors, and that requires a response. Raptors and bandits, that's too much stuff. And now we have tanks, we have witch doctors, we can drop harpies right on top of the boss, and boom, Onu takes another victory. That was red difficulty Blackfathom Deeps. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.